Tell us a little bit more about what Mike Pompeo did and said in Pyongyang. Obviously, he's coming home with the freed prisoners, but what else happened there?
Well, it was a remarkable 24 hours for the administration in terms of their geopolitical strategy worldwide, at the same time that President Trump announcing that the U.S. is withdrawing from the Iran nuclear disarmament deal. President Trump also saying that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was traveling to North Korea to continue laying the groundwork ahead of the anticipated meeting between North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un and President Trump in the coming weeks. Earlier today, President Trump tweeting that they have decided upon a location for that meeting, though not saying where exactly it will be. Secretary of State Pompeo bringing back those 3 American detainees on the same day that Gina Haspel is testifying here in the Senate for CIA director. All of this comes as Democrats are criticizing the administration not only for Gina Haspel's position on torture, but also for the withdrawal from the Iran deal. I interviewed former head of the CIA Middle East program, Norm Rule, earlier today about what message the U.S. is signaling because of that withdrawal to the North Koreans. Take a listen to what he told me.
Supporters of the Iran deal will say that it sends a message to North Korea that perhaps the U.S. cannot be relied upon, and the administration will have to work through that. At the same time, it tells the North Koreans that we are not going to seek a deal similar to the Iran deal, in which, as opponents of the deal state, all the benefits were provided up front, or the deal was allowed to be piecemeal, or the deal was allowed to allow our adversary to retain a large portion of its nuclear enterprise in what was perceived as an unconstrained fashion.
Now, the Treasury Department also noting that 90 to 180-day period for the sanctions to be implemented against Iran. And we should note, Norm also told me that the business community is skeptical here in the U.S. as well as Europe from doing business with Iran.
What are we thinking here, Kevin, as far as a plan B or some form of renegotiation is concerned? I mean, the message from the Iranians towards the Europeans seems to be clear. It's like, look, you have to show us that you're still in the game here, despite what the United States has done. And the Europeans are saying the ball's in the United States court now to come up with some kind of compromise. So where are we on that? And do we have any sense of this strategy from the United States here about pushing this forward?
Julia, it's a great question, and it's one I put to Norm, who essentially said not only are U.S. financial institutions skeptical of doing business with Iran, but so are European financial institutions in terms of backing deals like deals with Boeing. On the flip side of that, it's one thing to talk about the Europeans, but very quickly, I would note that there's concern, rather, that Russia and China, 2 partners in the JCPOA, the Iran deal, might also now beginning to work together in the energy sector with Iran as a result of the U.S. pulling out.